Good morning. All right, another beautiful day today. This is the perfect weather we've been having. It's really good. All right, what I want to explain to you guys, something that I'm going to work on today, and an idea I had. Well, I never did show y'all that I went ahead and made this row of strawberries here. And when I made them, they were over some, and I could barely get through here. And so what I did was I removed the trees that I had right here. There's only 3 of them, and there they are over there. And I moved everything over some. So I got me a walkway I can fit right through here. And I moved these over so that I can have enough room here, because I'm going to add something to this side of this. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I moved this one over too. And I'm going to add something along this side here. I'm gonna have to find a place to put those 2 barrels that's got cauliflower in it. Find a place to put those. But what I'm gonna do, see this wire? I'm gonna be making this wire go up and then over. And so I'm gonna right here I'm gonna grow my cucumbers. And I'm gonna use 3-gallon buckets. Three-gallon buckets is all I'm gonna need. And I'm gonna put these. I'm going to use 4 of them on each one. I'll be able to put, at least 2 plants in each one. And I'm going to put them like this. And they're going to be sitting a little higher here. Right there. I'm going to put them in between. So, saying that, I'm going to do that on both of these. So that's going to give me a place to grow my cucumbers. And I'm going to grow my cherry tomatoes over there by the aquaponics. Okay, so this one here is going to get this one's going to be bigger because it's going to have more of a top, and the cucumbers actually grow taller and they grab onto stuff, where the cherry tomatoes don't have a thing that reaches out. You got to kind of tie it up, and that's going to be plenty enough for the cherry tomatoes right here to come up there and over, right? Plenty. And then over here I'll have more top this way for the cucumbers to grow that way and hang through. So I'm going to use this wire. Now, I went to Home Depot this morning, got some material. I got these. I'm going to use these because these are only $4.53 each. A 2x4 right now, a treated 2x4 is $13. I don't know, 49, something like that. Ridiculous. So these are $4.53. So I'm gonna use those. But I had 3 wires here. They were out of this wire. But it's fine because I don't have the plants yet anyway. So if I get the first wire up on both of them, and then on the other one I'll do one other wire, because I have 3 of them. That's all I need to get started, and then when I get the wire in, I can add it on and put it on the top. I'm not going to need that right now, but I can get my frame built, and I got an idea how I'm going to do this. I'm going to use these 2x6s that I got leaning right back here. I'm going to use that. So I had 1, 2, 3. That's 3. I had 5 of them. I got 2 of them out, because I'm going to use them over here. And I'm actually just going to, let's see if I can maybe set the camera down and show you what my plan is. Okay, and let's see if this is seeing it pretty good. I can put it right here, I believe, and we can get a look at this. So the plan is to take one of the 2x6s, and I'm going to cut it to fit right like this, right? And then the other one I'm going to put on top and come out. And I'm going to put a leg underneath it on one end, and on the 2 ends is going to be my upper supports that's going up. And then I can set those pots right here on these. Now I might screw it in here. That would give me another 1.5 inches width, so that would give me 5.5, it'd be 6.5, it'd be 7 inches here to put my pot on. That's how I'm going to do it, you guys. So anyway, that's the plan. I got to clean some nails out of these, and so that's the plan. I'm gonna get both of these started today, and I can get the whole frames done. I just don't have the wire to finish it, So I'll get that done, and That shouldn't take me real long, because I know in my head already what I'm going to do, so I don't have to think anymore about it. And then over here, I started spreading the mud out, and I'm gonna spread all that out here. And let's see, let me see if I can move this up out of the way a minute. I'm gonna try to go as wide as I can. I'd like to go a little wider than what I'm doing right now. Okay, I'd like to come out here at least, about right here, and I might do that. And I can spread this. I got more mud, compost. I got enough here. I got enough mud around here that I can actually do this. And I'm not going to make a raised frame around it. I'm just going to leave it. It's going to kind of be built up. And I'm thinking what I'll do is along the back edge of this, all along there, I'm going to do tomato plants. And then out here, I'm just going to grow zucchini and squash and let it just take over on the ground. Now, I'm going to put the black paper down to prevent weeds, and so that the zucchini and the squash will be on top of that paper, not hitting the mud. You know what I mean? So, so as soon as I finish doing these two, what we're going to call it, trellises for the cherry tomatoes and for my cucumbers, when I'm finished that, I'm going to come over here and probably knock this out. The mud's not even compacted. I got my hoe out and started hitting that. It started spreading. This stuff here, I got my little tiller thing by hand and did that, and that broke up. And I think I'm going to hit it with the roof torch and just, you know, kill all the weeds that I can. And get this whole area right there just ready, you know what I mean? And then that means it'll be ready for the winter. And I'm doing it for... Instead of working on the hoop house now, there's still a possibility we can move. So I want to wait as long as I can before I build that, you know what I mean? And so that I can build that somewhere else. And actually, if we move more land, I'd probably make a bigger one than I plan on doing there. That's only going to be 10 feet wide. I know I bought the thing, but I'll just keep it because I might need it. Even if I move on land, I might need to make a 10-foot wide one somewhere, you know what I mean? So I'll just buy another bender to whatever size hoop I make when we move. But so I'm just going to kind of wait as long as I can, just in case it so happens we get to move sooner than we think. Okay, and usually, you know, right here, see those two, that and that. I usually put a piece of wire there, like probably too high, and then I usually grow my cucumbers up that. And then they come over the back end, okay? But that creates a shadow, a shade, okay? Right now the shade would be good because this is greens, and really they're going to seed because they're getting too much sun now anyway. And I'm gonna be cleaning up the beds. I got a lot of Chinese cabbage we're gonna be pulling up because we're gonna make some kimchi. And some of this stuff I'm gonna leave in here that's going to seed. I don't need all of this to go to seed. I don't need that many because these things put out a lot of seeds when they go to seed. So I got some arugula going to seed, some bok choy, and I'm gonna have some lettuce. And I'm seeing little honeybees in here right now. This is good. And okay, so I'm gonna get busy with that, you guys, right now. And I'll video some of it, let you see how I'm putting it together. And yeah, I think this is going to go well, really. Yeah, so I need to go get the only thing left, I got my tools out, I'm all set up and ready. The only thing I need to go get is a level. I want to get a level for the top. And I'm hoping that, you know, I'm not going to have a support in the middle of this thing, and I'm hoping it's going to be fine. And it probably will be. I could actually pull the outside supports, pull them in some. I don't have to go on the very edge. I can come in some. I can't come in a whole lot because I want to put a pot right here. So I could come out to the middle of this, at least come in. If I come in, the more I come in on each side, it's just going to help strengthen the whole thing anyway. So, and if I got to add a middle one later, well, I'll do it. You know what I mean? No big deal. I'm going to try it first without it. It ain't like it's going to be real heavy stuff. Maybe the cucumbers. I know with the you know, the cherry tomatoes, that's not gonna be no weight at all, really, you know. So that'll give me like 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll put 8 plants there, and I'll put 8 plants here, and maybe I could do maybe 3 times 4, maybe 12 plants. Maybe I might be able to do 3 in a pot, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Okay, so I'm gonna get started on that. So I'm gonna go get my level, and I'll meet you back here. I'll turn the camera on. You can watch me build this thing, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right, guys. All right. I looked over in the greenhouse, and I noticed something looked funny, and something. I just planted this stuff yesterday. Something. Now, if it was a bird, it had to be trapped in here because there's no holes. Well, I guess the doorknob would be a hole for something to get in. But something got in here and dug my sunflower seeds here. A couple of seeds in here, cucumbers. Over here, there's a few. Something got in here is messing with my stuff. So I need to cover that hole, I guess. I guess it's a bird. I mean, what else would dig in that? You know, I don't think a rat would do that. Or a mouse. I don't think a mouse would do that. Something that eats out the ground with, like a bird. Man. I'm gonna have to fix that up later. Okay, because I gotta get this done right now. Won't be nothing to fix, and then I have to cover the hole for the knob. That's why I got a hole for the knob, because I don't have a knob, and I just need to put a little piece of wood over it. Okay, guys, so I got my 2 pieces cut. I got one that's cut the whole length, and the other one's cut 7 inches shorter, so I can allow for the uprights, the landscape timber upright. So I need, instead of having the 1x6 for the whole length, I'm gonna go with basically the 1.5, so it'll be 7 inch. So I'm gonna it's gonna be button the 1 2x4, and it's gonna give me 7 inches there to sit my 3-gallon pot on, and it'll work that way. The other way, it's gonna be too much hanging off, and it's gonna cause a problem. All right, so what I need to do here is screw these 2 together. want me to do this. We're going to put the height. Okay, so we're looking at like 82 inches. Okay. 82 inches. That actually be the bottom. So I can just set the thing, the other one on top. So 80, I'll cut it 82 inches. And that's going to cause that one to be off. We'll do that one. All right, so let me cut a lamp. There we go. Okay, I guess you get the general idea what I'm doing here. Okay, so I pretty much made me a shelf. That's a support here, and that support, I'm going to have one on the other side. Then I'm going to put the wire on this side here, put the wire on. And so anyway, all right, let me get the other side in. up off the ground. Okay. Alright, so now what I need is to put the wire right there. I think I'm going to do the tops first. That way it'll hold it secure. But that's what I'm looking at. That's what we're looking at, guys. Actually, I had a dream of doing this. And there it is. All right, guys. Yeah, might seem like a lot to do just for 4 pots, but in those 4 pots I'm gonna have actually 8 cherry tomato plants coming out. I'm gonna put them on to the end of each pot, and so that's gonna be 8 cherry tomatoes. When I used to grow them in here, I never had 8, and we used to get a lot of cherry tomatoes. A lot. I mean, a lot. So 8 of them is going to be really a lot. I think I would do 4. I think I would plant 4 every year. I'm going to do 8. And the same thing with the cucumbers. I would only do, well, the cucumbers, I'd probably do, excuse me, 4 to 6. But always I have some die because I have them planted a little too close, I think. I think this way it's going to be good. So I'll be able to have 8 cucumber plants over there. So I'm going to actually get these filled with mud. I think it'd be easier to mud it, get them filled with mud now. Because anything I got to do later to add, I'm going to have to do it from in here through the wire. And that's okay. I'll be able to work through the wire. I can do that. I've done that. I used to do that on there. If that's what I got to do to make this happen, to get this to be the place to grow my tomatoes, and it's going to happen that way. I like the way it looks. I really do. I think it looks nice. It come out good, I think, and really looks good here. So what I'm going to put here, you guys, is my cherry tomatoes. That's what I'm going to grow on here. Okay. So cherry tomatoes, and then on that one I'm going to do cucumbers because I'm going to have a longer span on the top, and the cucumbers are going to grow that far. The cherry tomatoes, they're not going to get all the way to the building. They might get up and turn, or maybe get halfway. You know what I mean here. But the cucumbers are definitely going to go all the way, probably, and hang down even more because they grow pretty long. Well, you know, if you grow them. So, all right. So what I want to do, I'm gonna get to. I got to open the box, get the grinder out, cut this metal, put it up, and then I'll start working on it. All right, guys. All right. So the vertical wire is done. Okay. So the only thing I got to do is purchase me 2 more and do the top. But I mean, no big rush on that because I'm not even ready yet for that, you know what I mean? Because I don't even, these ain't even ready to plant yet. The same thing is going to be over here. So I'm going to get to working on this over here, and hopefully this will go faster now that I done one. You know, it took me a while. I don't know why, but I guess I got all the little kinks out, figured it out. So I'm going to get started on the other one. Okay, I'll see y'all on the update. All right, it's starting to get dark, and I'm looking at the camera. It looks like it's got a lot more light on the camera than out here, but it's starting to get dark. So anyway, I finished up, except all I got to do is the tops. Here's the first one. Okay, added the 4 buckets that I'm going to put 2 cherry tomatoes in there and grow those up, and then they can even go over the top because I'm gonna put wire on the top. But here, this is how it looks right here. Okay, and I got my way to get to my aquaponics, and this is definitely going to be the next project. I got to do something with the solar panels, because right now it's running on it, but I mean, you know, the aquaponics is running off the solar. Looks good. This one completed, except I got to get the top. And this one's going to be the cucumbers, which are going to grow a lot more and probably even hang down some, but got it. Oh, I need to put a couple of screws across the bottom there. I didn't do that. I might do that right now before I go in. But it's all done. Both of them are done. And so getting ready for the spring. And that's going to be my cherry tomatoes and my cucumbers. So that's good. But other than that, this looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. You can see it came out. Again, I'm gonna put some screws along that bottom. I forgot about that. Over here, did it. It looks good over here. Nice and tidy. I see this one here. I had just cut this short for this to fit in, but then I had to double up on this to get this even out here. So what I did on this one, I notched it out. Instead of going all the way in, I notched it out and made this even, so I didn't have to use those blocks, you know. So, okay guys, that's a wrap for today. And it's amazing when the weather's good like this. I get a lot accomplished. But it hit me hard for a little while when all that sun was hitting on. I had to go get my hat. I didn't realize that's what I needed at first, because I hadn't been wearing my hat for a while, but I needed it today. All right, guys, let me go, and I'm gonna put some screws in them panels, and that's a wrap for that for today. So that's done behind me. That's another thing knocked out. Spring is on its way. All right, guys, y'all be blessed. See y'all in the next video.